Okay. Everyone, welcome back to Breslov Efrat here at Shira David. I wish everyone a Shvua Tov, Tov. And we learn for the protection of our wonderful Chayalim, and Hashem should save them all and bring them all back safely with a tremendous victory, and every one of them should be able to come back home. Okay, so now we're learning this amazing idea of the Heichal Temuros, right? This the idea of the chamber of exchange, and the things that go on over there. And then in the Torah we have a lot of strange stories that happen that we don't really understand, right? We're going to talk about for a second. So we have the story of Lot, right? After they escaped Sodom, right? After the destruction of Sodom, correct, right? And Lot's wife turned into the pillar of salt, and then his daughters believed that that they were the last people on earth. They thought the whole world was destroyed. They were the last people on earth, and they came up with this idea that they would live with their father. And they would save the world. They would save the world. Not that their father wouldn't agree to that. So what they did was they wound up giving him some wine. They got him drunk. And then the older one slept. Strange story, right? Strange story. Yeah. And then who came out of that? Ammon and Moab. Ammon and Moab. Rus was from Moab, right? So in other words, we see Hashem does these strange things, right? Then we had another crazy, strange story with Yehuda and Tamar, right? They're very strange stories, right? So HaKadosh Baruch Hu does these things in a strange way in order to get these neshamas through this chamber of exchange successfully. In other words, if the other side has opposition about big neshamas coming into the world, right, there's big opposition on the other side. It's strange to understand that really why does Hashem have to do that? I mean, he's the boss, but this is the way Hashem made the world. He made it like this. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu gets in the neshamas in very strange ways, right? That's why Moav came from that kind of a union, right? And then Yehuda and Tamar, right? Again, the whole thing, these stories to bring David HaMelech, right? All to get David HaMelech, the neshama of David HaMelech. Amazing, right?
It seems to me there was one in Bereshit also. Yeah. Wasn't Avram born on the same day as the maidservant's baby? And Terah was supposed to give Avram to whoever the king was at that time, but he took the baby from the maidservant and gave that one to him, and therefore saved Avram.
You're bringing that from a medrash, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember reading something like that, but okay. All right. Anyone ever hear that before? No? Very interesting. Yeah, that's an interesting. Yeah, okay. Yeah, there's always these exchanges going on. There's exchanges going on. Like the story we're learning, the 11th story, right, in Rabbi Nachman, the exchange of the children. Right? The same idea, same concept. So there's this, and why? Because of this Heichal Temuros, these strange thing of neshamas being switched and they go to different places. Very strange concept. So let's see what the Rebbe says today. David HaMelech Olav Shalom Daika Harbe Lispalal Alzeh Harbe Yoisim Mishara Tzadikim. David HaMelech was davening more than most of the tzaddikim, right? David HaMelech, his whole life, he was song and prayer to Hashem. His whole life was the life of his bodhisattva, right? Speaking to Hashem. That's really what he would do. That's what he did. Ki ikad tikun heichal temuros hu al yedei David. The tikkun for the heichal temuros, right? To get rid of this whole idea, the heichal temuros. Right? Where did the heichal temuros come from? It came from the sin of when Adam Arishan ate from the Eitz Das Tov Ra. We had that mixture. We had the mixture of the Tov and the Ra. So that's what brought about this Heichal Temuros, that brought about this whole thing of mixture of these neshamas and everything else. So David HaMelech, of course, is the tikkun, because David HaMelech, when Mashiach comes, we're going to cancel out that whole Heichal Temuros. The whole thing will be canceled out. That's why he was davening so much to cancel the whole thing, because that's what his whole tafkid is. David HaMelech's tafkid.
What's the Heichal tomorrow? What's that?
The chamber of exchange.
Okay.
Well, we'll get it. Don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so he's trying to get rid of that whole Heichal Tamur. He's trying to cancel it out. So that's why David HaMelech is davening so much. It's amazing. More so than anyone else. Why? Because again, Adam Arishan gave him the 70 years, right? Right? Adam Arishan was supposed to live 1,000 years. He gave David HaMelech 70 years because David HaMelech is the tikkun for his mistake. Amazing, right? It's amazing. Okay, v'hu yigmar zeh hatikkun b'shleimus b'yemei Mashiach tzidkeinu shehu b'chinas David. Right? So in the times of Mashiach is to come, guys, we're here. We're going to, hopefully we're going to experience this very, very soon. Maybe today. Maybe today. Ulai. Okay? But it's going to be through David HaMelech, right? Because we know that David Malka Mashiach, right? David is the Melech HaMashiach, David HaMelech. Okay, Oz Yigmar as a tikkun b'shleimus. This tikkun will be taken care of b'shleimus. Now, what's that mean? The tikkun will be b'shleimus. We will have the final tikkun for the real the Eitz Hadas Tov Ra. Because again, really, Hashem never told Adam that He forgave him, right? He never said He forgave Adam Arisha, right? As that was he took the whole world and the whole creation. He threw it off kilter. Right, there was plan A and plan B. Hashem plan A was Adam Rishon wouldn't eat from that tree. Right, he had the bechira. That was the first act of bechira. Right, a free choice, and he failed. Right, HaKadosh Baruch Hu wanted him to be successful, and then Mashiach, and there was the whole thing would have happened. The whole tikkun would have happened without all of this. Amazing, right? Unbelievable. And again, Rav Nosson writes his famous words. Kayadua, right? Everyone knows this, right? That's why David HaMelech davened so much, right? He was davening so much because he was trying to fix this whole thing, this concept of the Heichal Tamur, because again, he got his whole life from Adam Arisha. That's what he understood. He was literally living on borrowed time. Kisham bechinas Heichal Tamur nitfisu al yedei chet Adam Arisha nafshes kedoishes kores me'oid me'oid. These neshamas get trapped in there. They get trapped in this Heichal Tamur. They want to get released, but they're caught. Sheheim bechinas nefesh Abraham. Shemachma zeh huchrach lotzeitz miterach. Look at this here. Isn't it amazing? Right? This week's parsha. Now we have Avram. Right? When it was with Breishis, we were learning about the Rabbanish. We said Breishis is Rosh Bias. Today we're learning about Avram Avinu. Here we have Avram Avinu. Come on, isn't it amazing? No, Be'emet. Be'emet, it's unbelievable, right? Why did Avraham Avinu have to come out of Terach? Terach was a. We know everyone knows the Medrash on Terach, right? Yeah, he was a wholesaler for idols, right? He was a wholesaler, right? He wasn't just an idol worshiper. He was a wholesaler, right? He had a factory, right? He was collecting them all around the world. And he had his big showroom, right? Right? You know the famous story, right? Right? So why did he have to be his father?
Because he was a manufacturer of idols, so if he manufactured Abraham, which could be the head of the Jewish
No.
It's deep.
Okay, cute. No, we're trying to understand really why is it that you have these cases where you take these great people like Avraham Avinu, the father, he's really brought Emunah into the world, right? He's accredited for bringing Emunah into the world, Avraham Avinu, right? So why does his father have to be Terach? You ever think of that?
David came from blood.
I understand. No. Okay. No. Well, no, David, we're trying to explain this, right? Rav Nosson's trying to help us understand the concept. How strange things are going. We just take these things for granted. Terach Hoylid Avram. Okay, great. Hey, why?
It's the total opposite of what his life was about.
Yeah. Right, and then it was the opposite when it came to the Akedah. It was the exact opposite of Avraham Avinu also. Right? Avraham in his whole life he was fighting against paganism. Right? Paganism was rampant. Right? They were slaughtering their kids and everything. And Avraham said, "No, you don't do that. You don't do that." Don't do that. Why? Hashem doesn't want you to do that. So what does Hashem tell him to do? Go slaughter your kid. Avinu could have said to Hashem, "Hey, wait a second, I just spent the last 110 years, discussing this whole thing with all the people here. Now you want me to do this?" You ever think of that? It's amazing. Opposite, always the opposite. It all starts from this whole thing of the Heichal Tamur, all these things. Okay, nafshes kama tzadikim gevoyim v'neiroyim, right? Great tzadikim, they come from these strange parents. They are very strange parents. Why do they have to be coming from very strange? You know what we're up to, Sasha? Mm-hmm. We're Daled. Daled. Yeah, we started in the beginning. Yeah. You could just ask, Sasha. It's okay. It's David HaMelech, that he's Mashiach, right? David Malka Mashiach, right? Nifsefah Sham Gamke. He came from this, his neshama was trapped in this Heichal Tamur. It was caught up in there. And Hashem wanted to release David HaMelech into the world. Right? So he had to come up with this, again, this is Hashem's Ratzon. He doesn't have to do that. Right? Hashem allows this to happen, and these are his rules. These are Hashem made these rules, and he made this Heichal Tamur because of Adam Arishan, right? All of these things happen. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu had to figure out in the rules that he made, how is he going to get David HaMelech's neshama into the world? How is he going to get it released in a way like that? In a way that it'll come out. And if you think about it, even David HaMelech came out, right? He came into the world, but he wasn't even recognized by his family. Right? David HaMelech wasn't even recognized by his own family. His father didn't recognize him really. Right? When Shmuel came to find the son of Yishai, right? Hashem's son. So he brought his 7 sons. They're beautiful. Oh, these are the best. No, they're none of these guys. Think about it, right? It's amazing. Even when he was born, forget about even how he was born and all of that. But even when he was born, he was not recognized at all. It's amazing, right? Again, like us not being recognized at all in the world, right? We're not recognized for who we really are. Fascinating. For all of his gabra b'yoyse beli shir, and it had such as gabras against, like we said, David HaMelech, and all these sadiv al kein kama gilgulim. Kutchabrichu also shahaitzi nafshay misham bederach geneva va'arma. Hashem did it in a way of geneva. You hear this? He was stealing geneva, right? It's not a good thing, right? Va'arma and cunningness, conniving, right? Hashem did it in a very conniving way, right? Lloyd's daughter has to sleep with Lloyd. What, really? Really? Does it get more conniving than that? Really? Right, and then Tamar, the whole idea with Tamar, with Yehuda, right? They're standing there, right? And he sees the Zayn, right? What is it? Yehuda. He's Malchus. What's going on? Amazing, right? No, but Hashem sets these things up in that way, right? We know that Yehuda was really doing Yibum. You know that, right? His sons died, so it was a mice of Yibum, right? The whole thing, you know what Yibum is, right? Yeah.
He was supposed to do Yibum.
Yeah, well, he did. The Tamar was it?
Like she did Yibum.
She said it. No, because she said she knew that he had to do that. She set it up. She set it up. She dressed up. She knew he was going to come by at that time. She knew he was going to come by at that time. She set it up, and she figured out how to get him to do that because he wasn't going to agree to do that. It's mamish. It's amazing. Ki'im this talpul kisiv, as it says, k'mavoy b'zoya soid kisvei Arizal shemach mazeh huchrach nefesh David lotzeitz tchila al yedei. Look what he says here. Al yedei b'nois light. Right? That you were saying in a moment again, David. Right? That's why David HaMelech had to start. The beginning started from b'nois light, and then think about it. The whole idea with Boaz, right? Right, he wanted to take Rus, but they said the whole thing. They think you can't marry a Moabite. So then they made the whole darshan. You can't marry a Moabite, but you can marry a lady from Moab. Right, you can marry the whole thing. Right, even the whole thing happened. Right. Aidei Maisa Mishuna V'Dover Zar kazeh, such a strange story. A bizarre story. V'chein inyan Yehuda v'Tamar, like we mentioned, right? Shekol ze hoya lohaitzi nafshei b'derech geneva me sitra acha sha'oshka oisai. The sitra acha grabbed onto this neshama. He didn't want to let it go. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, okay, he figured out a way. But we'll let what do you call it? We'll let the daughters of light. And this way, the Sitra said, okay, yeah, sure, let the neshama go that way. Sure. What's going to come from that? Father living with his daughter. Yeah, sure, go. It's fascinating, really.
Well, there's a theme here, and one that I have read, I'm not going to say it exactly, but that all of these things are to trick the Sitra Achra.
That's exactly what we're saying, yeah.
Yeah. You give a blessing to someone that sounds, why would you bless them to never have any children?
Yeah.
And then, because he blessed someone that way because he knew he would go home to his father and he would explain the reason that blessing was said that way.
Yeah. Okay. Didn't let it go unless it will be done in a way of the sitracha. He does things he steals, right? He's cunning himself. So, hey, okay, you're doing something stealing, cunning. That's the way I do things. So, okay, I'll let the neshama go that way. It's fascinating. Kamavur b'ksavim b'Likutey Torah al Iyav v'oid kama makayimais, right? Iyav and all these stories. So many stories that happen like this. Ki David hayu royu liyas nefel. Really, David HaMelech was supposed to be born a stillborn, right? David HaMelech was not supposed to live. He was supposed to be born. His neshama would be born, but he was born as a stillborn. What? There's a note here, 1 second, here, Ayin Hey. He's quoting it from Shara Gilgulim, Pri-Eitz Chaim, right? All right, I'll find out for you, okay? I don't know. All right, I take Reb Noson's word for, yeah. They don't really say on the bottom there, they don't, okay, anyway, okay, all right. David, he had, like we mentioned before, he had no life of his own, right? Because he was supposed to be born a stillborn. He had no life, right? So David HaMelech granted him 70 years of his life in order for him to make the tikkun, the repair for the mistake that he made, to bring the world back on the right track. Takes a long time, right?
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a long time. V'havos kayadua ba'al kain. Me'emes haya kol yama b'sakona gedola me'asitra acha she'ez gavra ola b'chol eis. And that's why David HaMelech had such a difficult life. Because the sitra acha was, hey, wait. You were supposed to not be alive. And what is this? And you came about, this great guy came about from life. Hey, Hashem, what are you doing here? What kind of game you playing? You tricked me. You know, the thief doesn't like when he gets stolen from, right? When someone steals from the thief gets upset, right? What do you mean you stole from? I'm the thief. You steal from me? So the Sitra was so upset that David HaMelech that they figured out this thing that other Marisha would give him 70 years and then he'll be alive. And look at the tikkun that he's making for the world, because the Sitra knows when Mashiach comes, he's over. So he tries to prolong his own life. Right? The Sitra is going to be finished. He's going to be slaughtered, right? The Gemara tells us to, right? He's going to be slaughtered. So he tries constantly to figure out to prolong his life, his misery, right? We say that in the Yom, right? If Hashem didn't help me, I would. What help? David HaMelech understood that. He understood how he was being attacked all through his life from the Sitra. He understood it. He mamish understood it, and he understood that it was only because Hashem was helping him. Beini uvein hamoves. He knew that it was like this between me and death. He knew what was the difference between him and death. It was he realized every moment he had wasn't his time. It was not his time. He realized he was living on other Mauritians' time. It wasn't his. Could you believe that? It's amazing. He knew that. Living his life, he knew that he was just living on borrowed time.
At the end of the day, we all live on borrowed time, no?
We're all, of course we are. No, okay, but he understood that he was supposed to be a Nephil. That he was not supposed to have any time of his own granted to him.
That's what I'm saying.
We don't know. We all. You're right, Ellie. You're right. Maybe we're all on borrowed. We don't know that, but he knew that.
Right, so it's a model.
It's a whole different thing.
He knew exactly that he had 70 years.
He knew he had 70 years also. Yeah. Yeah, even though right, the Gemara says he would learn on Shabbos, right, and then there was that story in the garden. There was a noise, and he went to see what the noise was, and that's how he,
So,
right?
so Bathsheba.
No. At the end of his life, he knew already. He knew it was around the 70 years, right? He knew it was around then. So every Shabbos he made sure to learn, and he didn't do it because he knew if you're learning Torah, the Sitraka can't, the Sutton can't come and take him. So he would make sure to learn Torah all Shabbos long because he knew he was going to die on Shabbos. He knew that. He knew. He was going to leave the world on Shabbos. So he would learn something. So the Gemara says that there was a noise that came in the garden. He made some kind of noise. And he was learning. And he wanted to see what it was. He got distracted. And that's when he lost it. Yeah. What? You? Yeah. Hesed Chadas. He had a Hesed Chadas. He had an absence of his learning. Right. A distraction. Right? Hesed Chadas is a distraction. Right? Okay. Here, Eli, like we were just saying, right? We can all take musa for ourselves. We can all learn a lesson from this from ourselves. Maybe we're all living on borrowed time. Right? Every moment's a blessing, right? Every moment that we have, that we live, every day, right? So sometimes you're living, right? You're going through your day and you see the Yetzer is really attacking you, right? I got to read this, I got to see this, I got to go here, right? Anything but to do to be close to Hashem, to do things of avodas Hashem. And I think it's impossible. This is so difficult. How can I break these things? Rabbi Nassan all taught us before, right? The lesson, right? You can only think about one thing at a time, right? He prepared us for this, right? You can only think about one thing at a time. So whenever that thought comes in that you can't overcome, right? That you can't do this. So change the thought. Keep changing the thought because you can't think of two things at one time. Right, so if you have a thought that comes to you, it's very difficult to break them. The HaKadosh Baruch Hu doesn't come imay. HaKadosh Baruch Hu doesn't come to make us guilty. He doesn't want to. He's not coming to make us stumble. He wants to make us be successful. So notice he teaches us all of these different things, so we know we have the right devices prepared, so we know how to be successful. Correct? How do you like that? See that? If HaKadosh Baruch Hu knew that you couldn't, if you can't, HaKadosh Baruch Hu knows what we can accomplish. We may not know, but Hashem knows what we really can accomplish. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu would never set up a person with a situation that he can't overcome. You hear that? Hashem would never give anyone, so that means any challenge you have in your life, you have to realize and know and believe that this is a challenge I can overcome. Because if I couldn't overcome it, Hashem wouldn't give it to me. Is that amazing? It's really amazing. Right? In other words, if I don't have that, if I don't have the wherewithal in order to overcome, Hashem wouldn't give me the challenge.
But if it wasn't a step above where our Muna is now, we wouldn't go into Muna either. We have to have that.
Yeah, of course you have to have Emunah, right?
No, we have to have that challenge that's beyond feels like it's beyond what.
It feels like it's, but I know, but when you know you're with Hashem, and Hashem is with me, so why can't I do it, right? And again, it's really to know that. Right, and that's one of the things that we had with Noach, right? Noach didn't know that, right? He was mekatnei amuna. What does it mean he was mekatnei amuna? What do you mean? He was a tzaddik. He didn't believe in himself. He didn't believe in himself that he can daven and save the people. He didn't believe that. Of course he believed in Hashem. He was a tzaddik. Right, but being a tzaddik doesn't mean means you believe in Hashem, of course, but you have to also believe in yourself and your abilities. And then a person may think that that's gaiva, right? Hey, well, I can believe in myself. I have abilities. Yeah, because Hashem is with me. Because if Hashem is with me, I can do anything, right?
He's the only one in the Torah that's referred to as tzaddik.
That's right.
Yeah, when you're surrounded by the world of Hamas, the robbery, and distracted it.
Yeah. Miskar B'Yetzar. Rak Adarabba. Look what he says. Rak Adarabba. It's the exact opposite. Yeda b'nafshe kishiroy sheyesh lo Yetzahara gadol kazeh. If you have a big Yetzahara, right? Right? People have big Yetzaharas today, right? They want to watch things on the TV. They want to watch things on the internet, right? They do big Yetzaharas with things, right? Big Yetzahara. If you have such a big Yetzahara, שבוודאי נפש היא נפש יקרה כדאי מאוד בשור שבעד קיימס גבם עליו כל כך. See, the Yetzirah makes us believe when a person has a big Yetzirah for something, right? That he shouldn't be doing, right? Makes him believe that you're a low life. You're nothing. You're nothing. That's why you can do this, right? No, but the Rav is saying no, it's the other way around. The only reason why he can attack you so big is because your neshama, you're so big. You're very, very big. And that's why he can attack you on a high level. Because you're rarely great. In other words, what does the Gemara say, right? After time, right? Russia is going to go up to Shemaim, is going to say, I had a big Yetzirah. They're going to show him, what are they going to show him? A cup of milk with a hair in it, right? Remember you learned that, right? There's a little hair in there. So how difficult is it to flick a hair out of a cup of milk? Not very difficult, right? And then they're going to show him that Tzaddik had a big Yetzirah, looked like a mountain, a big mountain. It was the opposite. The Russia thought that he had the big mountain, but he really had nothing, right? But the Tzaddik had the big Yetzirah, right? Because he had a big neshama. Right, so that's what we have to know. We all have big neshamas, and that's why we're attacked. That's why the Yetzirah he attacks us in that way because we're really big. Not the other way around. Not like the Yetzirah makes us believe. He does trickery, right? He tries to trick us to think that you're small, but no, you're really big. Look, it's very, very lofty, very, very holy. Your neshama is ma'oid ma'oid. Look what he says 2 times. In its root, in its source. Your neshama is very, very high. Baal came is Gabram all of Kol Kach, and therefore he's attacking you so much. That's why we're being attacked. You understand? It's not the way that he makes us believe. He makes us believe we're nothing. And that's why you can do that. No, it's not. It's the opposite around. We're big. Ki kol ma shenefesh yikora gavoya b'yoysa mizgaba olav hayetzahara b'yoysa. Amazing, right? The bigger your yetzer toiv is, the bigger the yetzahara is. It's not the other way around. If you have a big Ellie, be well, be successful.
How long are you going to be running?
Whatever. I don't know. Another 20 minutes.
All right, I can come back.
Okay. Miskaba olav hayetzahara b'yoysa. Right. So notice, you hear what we're learning here, guys? Is this amazing? In other words, really, everyone thinks that they what do I have to do with Kedusha? What do I have to do with these things? Yeah, but if the Yetzirah is attacking you, you have to know that he's only attacking you, he has the right and he has the license to do that only because you have big potential. You have very, very, very big potential in your life.
At times, that's been a disincentive to grow.
Why is that?
I want it to be harder.
No, but if you understand really what you're accomplishing, right?
Yeah.
You understand what you're accomplishing, it's unbelievable. And you really want, we never want the challenge. We don't ask Hashem to give us challenges. We ask Hashem, please, lo yadei nisayin. Don't give me these challenges. But they're going to come anyway,
But however,
whether we
this-
want them or not. Right? Hashem's going to send us our challenges.
But if you say the Sitra Achra, give me a challenge. Come on.
No.
No, but it's like the
I
opposite
recommend you
again.
never do that.
No, but it's like the opposite again. Since I'm asking for it, maybe you won't give it to me.
Oh, you want to do reverse psychology?
Yeah,
on this?
exchange.
No, I wouldn't.
God,
What?
you reverse psychology on Hashem.
No, on the Sitra Achra.
Okay, I don't know. Listen.
Just a thought I had.
Ask Hashem to protect you. Better than that, ask
Careful.
Hashem to protect you from the Sitra Achra. That's better.
Careful.
Yeah. Don't dance with the devil.
Yeah, he's pretty clever.
But looking at all this, it looks like it's it's kind of a good way, like trying to trick, steal from it, from the Sitra Achra, like we learn from Hashem, His ways.
Yeah.
And He shows us His ways are here, like no stealing from Sitra Achra, but putting yourself in a situation is very dangerous.
It's very dangerous because if you put yourself with the sin, you never know what's going to happen.
Well, but Hashem will never let him give us anything we can't.
But but Hashem may also give you what you ask. They say be careful what you ask for because you may get it, right?
I
You ever hear that,
understand.
right?
I have been
Be
there.
careful what you ask for because you just may be granted that very thing. And then what do?
You work through it because Hashem won't give you anything you can't handle.
Okay. Listen, please, I'm just cautioning you. Rather ask Hashem to protect you from the Yetzer Hara. Don't start with
I'm
him.
not asking. I'm not telling Hashem to give me a challenge. I'm saying the Sitra Achra should give me a challenge. I'm not talking to Hashem.
Oh, so you want to have a meeting with the devil, right? You're
Yes.
meeting with the devil. Okay,
Yes.
okay.
And then say, "Oh, great! Maybe he wants to help me with my job, my work.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. All right, let's go. I'll leave him alone now. I don't have to
Okay.
worry about him."
Okay.
We're moving away from you a little bit.
What did they say? Wait, hold on a second. They say you should never negotiate with terrorists, right? You shouldn't negotiate with terrorists, right? He's the greatest terrorist of them all. Sitra Achra. He's a terrorist.
Okay.
He's the chief terrorist. You want to negotiate with him? You want to work with him?
I want him to think I want to work with him.
Oh.
That's what we say. I heard once somebody say when we say that the bracha milfanenu u'me'achoreinu.
From in front of me and from behind. Yeah.
What is behind me? You can see it in front of you all the time. What is behind me? Behind me is that.
Is that I don't know. He's lurking behind you anyway. He's there. You don't have to. He. Okay, Mordechai.
It's just a thought.
Up to
I
you.
don't know.
Okay, okay.
We ask every morning not to put us in a situation.
I understand.
Nisayon.
Yeah, we ask, please Hashem, don't do that. We talk to Hashem. Don't talk to the other side. Okay, listen. We love you, and please don't do
I'm
that.
just taking the opposite approach.
Okay. The opposite approach. Okay. Okay. Please just. Okay. K'may Shamar b'sein zal kol gadol mechaveira yitzroi gadol mimenu. Right? Chazal say, right, in the Gemara in Sukkah says that what? That's if you're greater, right? Anyone that's greater than his friend, his Yetzer Hara is also greater. Right? So if you see somebody that you think he's doing better than you, know that he has a bigger Yetzer Hara than you. How do you like that? What the Gemara says, it's Chazal, right? K'may shamru oid sha'yetzer hara meniach kol ha'akom ve'einem isgara ela b'Yisrael. Look at this. The Yetzer Hara doesn't bother the Goyim. He only starts with us. He only bothers us. They're going to do the wrong thing anyway. He doesn't have to bother with them. Right? Think about it. The Goyim are going to do the wrong thing anyway, right?
They're going to do the wrong thing anyway.
They're going to do the wrong thing. He doesn't have to bother them. We may do the right things. That's why he has to spend his time on us. Right? He wants to prevent us from doing the right thing. We're really supposed to do the right thing because why? We're the Ben HaMelech, right? We are the princely people, right? We are royalty. So he wants to attack the royalty rather than the others serving all of them. They're going to anyway going to falter. You understand? It's amazing. He doesn't really bother the low guys. He only bothers those guys that are Torah scholars. He really bothers them. He really attacks the Torah scholars even more because they have the best chance. Those guys have the best chance of revealing Hashem's light in the world. And that's what he can't stand, right? Because he has his fire, right? We learned, right? He has his fire. And it is Hashem's light. So the tzaddikim are trying to bring Hashem's light into the world. So that way the fire will have to give in to Hashem's light, right? That's what he's trying to. So that's what the tzaddikim, the Talmidei Chacham, they're connected to Hashem. They're trying to reveal Hashem's light in the world, right? He really starts up mostly with the Gedolim. Yeah, you have a cup. Okay. And that's why David HaMelech was the greatest of his time. He was the greatest of his time, and that's why David HaMelech specifically was attacked during his life. But we have to understand we're all great right now, right? All the tzaddikim said that the Holy Rishna would say, I don't know if I would make it. The Holy Rishna said he didn't know if he would make it at the end of time. He was a great tzaddik where he was at his time. But he said, at the end of time, I don't know if I'm going to make it. We're here at the end of time now. You hear that?
The Tanaim also was saying that.
Yeah, the Tanaim didn't want to be, though. We don't want to be at the end of time. No, but the Tanaim, that was a long time. And the reason was only, 150, 180 years ago, It wasn't that long ago. And that's what he was saying. You understand? So we're really living in special times.
And we're special people because
We are
we can handle it.
HaKadosh Baruch Hu put us here now because he know we can handle it. Exactly. Right. That's exactly correct. That we can handle it. That's why we're here. We're Hashem's soldiers right now. We're HaKadosh Baruch Hu's soldiers in this world right now. He put us here now. We are all on the front lines. In one way or another. Right?
Yeah.
K'maisha kosav avuni chevlei mavis mitzorei shaol matzuni. Right, wherever I am, I can always find you. I said, David HaMelech says, in the death, I see Hashem. You with me. You know wherever it is, you're always with me, Hashem. He realized that. Tabati be'iva and mitzula ve'ein mama. Right, David HaMelech was saying that again. If I got mixed up in the mitzula, the trap, I wouldn't be unless you would save me, Hashem. Hatzileni mitit va'al et ba. Right, save me. V'chein kol sefer Tehillim shenisyaseid me'atfilei shehirba l'spala li'notza ma'yetzara v'chei li'yosav. To say David HaMelech was begging Hashem to save him from the Yetzer Hara and from the Yetzer Hara's armies, his different armies that he has, right? He has his different terror groups, right? That he tries to attack us with, right? Why are there so many terror groups out there today, right? Why? Because that's the Yetzer Hara. He has all his groups too. He has all his armies. It's the same thing. It's the mashal for the nimshal. Right? What we see in the world is the mashal for the nimshal. The way they try to attack us.
What's the mashal, however you say it?
The mashal for the nimshal is the example for what the situation truly is. Right? You see an example for the situation the way it truly is. The mashal for the nimshal. Okay? So that's really what's going on. That's why all these are going on, because this is really what we're dealing with. This is what we're dealing with on the higher realm. That the Yetzer Hara is coming with us with all his different groups and his different things that he's trying to attack us. But if we recognize, like David HaMelech, all the time he was always connected to Hashem, and we connect ourselves to HaKadosh Baruch Hu to reveal his light in the world, so then we can be protected. And that's what we learned from David HaMelech. That I should never lose, he should never be lost, he should never be forsaken. Again, if you trust in HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you'll never be forsaken. Every person has to go in this way. You hear this, guys? We all have to go in this same way. If we want to be successful today, we need to go in this way and beg HaKadosh Baruch Hu all the time. Ki ein shum eitza v'sakona li'notzal mikol zeh. There's no eitza, right? V'takona, there's no takona, linotzom, there's no way to fix it, to be saved, and there's no way to fix these things. Ki ima yedei riboy tfilas v'sachanunim. You have to daven to Hashem with supplications, right? Tachanunim, supplications. B'li shir kol yemei chayav. With no measure, unmeasurable. Just keep davening to Hashem, beg HaKadosh Baruch Hu to save you all day long. The same way David HaMelech prayed, begged Hashem all day long to save him. That's what we have to do. As we spoke about this so many different times. So it's an amazing idea, right? You believe this? And now we learned so many amazing things here, right? The whole thing of the Heichal HaTemuros, right? This whole thing of this chamber of exchange, right? Remember, now you know what it is, right? The chamber of exchange, right? How the neshamas are trapped in there, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu has the most strange stories, the most peculiar stories, in order to release these neshamas. And he said he does it in a way of Geneva and armor, right? He does it in a way of stealing, right? And trickery, right? Amazing, right? The Maisa with Lot and his daughters, right? The Maisa with Yehuda and Tamar, and v'chulu. There's all kind of crazy stories, right? Right? There's all kind of crazy. David HaMelech and Bathsheba, right? These strange things that go on in the world, right? Strange things. Realize that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is doing these things because there's some big things happening behind the store scenes. We have no idea. We have no idea what's really going on. The same way they had no idea when Lot's daughters were with the father. They had no idea what was going on. The world would look at it, and if you didn't know the story, really what came from it, the Torah tells us that Moab came from there, right? Yeah. Otherwise, how would we know? Right? The Torah tells us, and then we see how the story unfolded. So we have to realize, just the same way we saw the outcome of these crazy stories, what other stories you see going on, Hashem has other plans. There are plans. Right? That's why I believe Hashem shows us sometimes the outcome of things. He shows us the outcome to show us, hey guys, the same way you see this didn't make any sense, but look what came from it. What you're going through also. No, there's something going on. And I believe there's something amazing going on in the world right now.
Big.
Right? There's really something amazing going on right now. Right? Amazing. Really amazing. It's really truly an amazing thing. You know, and yesterday in my Hisbaiditus, I was bothered by the fact that, you know, how does the Israeli government send out soldiers to all these strange places, right, down south and this, and they don't provide them any food. They don't have means to provide them meals. What's going on? How can it be? And I was thinking, it's amazing, because HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants everyone to do chesed. Hashem wants everyone to have the opportunity, the people to do chesed. So look, everyone's doing chesed, right? All around this country, right? They're preparing meals, right? People are sending money from all over the world to here so that way they can buy the food to prepare the meals. Right? Everyone's involved in this amazing chesed project right now. It's amazing. Right? Hashem gives us the opportunity that we're all part of the chesed project now. Is it amazing?
It is.
Right? If they gave the soldiers everything they needed, then where would we be? We couldn't do chesed. They would need us, right?
Yeah.
Anyone want to say anything on that idea? Does it make sense? Does it make any sense? Does it make any sense? You send an army out.
We're not having enough vests for the soldiers.
Vest, forget vest. I was talking to my neighbor there. His son is up in the north. They should all be protected over there. These guys are out in the field. They didn't give them tents. They didn't give them flashlights. They have no tents. They're in the middle of the field. It's cold in the north. Yeah. They didn't even give them a tent.
It's cold in Efrat.
What?
And they have the Miluim came in the base.
Yeah.
Somebody put out a call on Friday, I guess. They said, these guys are here. They come from Tel Aviv or whatever. They're cold at night. They need blankets.
Yeah.
She said, it was amazing. She filled up her whole car with blankets. People came and bought blankets. She didn't have room in her car for more blankets. And she brought them.
You see that? That's what I'm saying. It's mamish amazing. Everyone is involved in this amazing chesed project. In whatever way, some people don't have money. They devote their time. They're driving. Other people have this. They can do that. But everyone's involved some way, some shape or form with a chesed project.
I just heard a story from St. Louis, where I'm from.
Yeah.
A very, very big, very liberal, very wealthy Jew who never gave the Jewish causes anything.
Okay.
And he just pulled all his money from Harvard.
Wow.
He was a big supporter of Harvard, and he sent it all here.
You see that? Look, you see that? This is what I'm trying to say. There's something huge going on. There's something big going on here. I just want to reveal it. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do here now. There's something big going on. It's not stunned that all of these things are happening around the world. Why did Harvard have to make that statement, right? It makes no sense. Think about it. These guys, they make a lot of money, right? These universities make, and they're making these statements to go with these monsters. They're in support of the monsters. Does that make any sense? Nothing makes sense. Right? They don't, usually these organizations, they would calculate, if we make a statement like this, it may affect our bottom line, right? They don't care. They're just saying stupid things. So this guy can give his chesed, he can have part of the chesed project now. You see, there's something huge going on. There's something mamish.
I know there is, and I'm thinking about some of the people who are not aware that there's something that really good will come out of this.
Well, that's why we're talking about it, right?
I know we are. I understand.
And then when we talk about it, the words go out into it. It's helping. Don't worry about it. Yeah, it's all good. When you say good words and you say words, to your friends, that you create different angels, and those angels go out, and they're doing what they have to do. Don't worry. You just do what you have to do, and watch. Hashem is going to work the whole thing out. Okay, everyone should have a wonderful day. We should see big Yeshua's Hashem. We should see the same way we saw the outcome of Lot and his daughters and Yehuda and Tamar, and we see David HaMelech. We should see the big Yeshua now also, and we should be able to greet David Melech, Malka, Mashiach together. Mitzvah Hashem. Everyone, kol tov.